Thank you for joining us as we explore the intriguing history of the Red Flat in Sofia, an apartment-turned-museum that offers a unique glimpse into everyday life during communist Bulgaria in the 1970s and 80s. Picture yourself stepping into this seemingly ordinary flat, a time capsule that transports you back to an era when Bulgaria was under communist rule.
Communist Bulgaria, officially known as the People's Republic of Bulgaria, existed from 1946 to 1990. During this period, the country was under the influence of the Soviet Union and followed a socialist model of governance. The Bulgarian Communist Party, led by figures like Todor Zhivkov, controlled the state, emphasizing industrialization, collectivization of agriculture, and the suppression of political dissent.
The Red Flat in Sofia offers a unique glimpse into everyday life during the 1980s, the final decade of the communist regime. This interactive museum recreates the home of an average Bulgarian family, showcasing typical household items, furniture, and appliances from that era. Visitors can explore the flat and learn about the daily routines, work, leisure activities, and social norms of the time. The experience provides a tangible connection to the past, helping people understand the impact of communism on ordinary Bulgarians' lives. Now, let's imagine what life was like in this flat during the 1970s and 80s. Under communist rule, life was a mix of routine and restriction, where the government's watchful eye was ever present, and consumer goods were limited. The flat's decor reflects this, with utilitarian furniture and practical, no-frills household items. Imagine the family huddled around a black and white TV, watching carefully curated state broadcasts, or the kids playing with simple, often homemade toys. The kitchen, stocked with jars of preserves and basic staples, tells a story of self-reliance and the importance of planning meals carefully due to shortages in the centralized economy. The experience is designed to give visitors a sense of the ordinary and the extraordinary aspects of communist life, where small luxuries like a colorful vase or a foreign brand soda could spark joy.
Growing up in communist Sofia, Bulgaria, during the Cold War era was a unique experience. Children attended state-run schools where they were taught communist ideology. Life was marked by a sense of community and collective activities, such as participating in youth organizations like the Pioneers, which promoted socialist values. However, there were also challenges. There were frequent shortages of goods, and families often had to queue for basic necessities. Despite these hardships, many children found joy in simple pleasures, like playing outside with friends, reading books, and enjoying the natural beauty of Bulgaria's parks and countryside. The sense of security provided by the state was a double-edged sword, offering stability but also limiting personal freedoms and access to information. The government provided jobs and housing, and there was a strong emphasis on collective farming and industrialization. People often lived in state-owned apartments and worked in state-run enterprises. Despite the promise of equality, there were shortages of consumer goods, and people had to rely on personal connections to obtain certain items. Education and healthcare were free and widely accessible, and women were fully integrated into the workforce. However, civil liberties were limited, and dissent was not tolerated, leading to a lack of political freedom. Social life often revolved around community activities and state-organized events, with a focus on promoting socialist values. Life under communism wasn't just about material scarcity, it also involved a significant degree of ideological control. Education, work, and even leisure activities were heavily influenced by the state's propaganda machine. Imagine going to school and learning not just math and science, but also the virtues of socialism and the evils of the West. Adults worked in state-assigned jobs, often in large, impersonal factories or offices. Social life was a mix of community gatherings, state-sponsored events, and, for the brave few, clandestine meetings to discuss forbidden ideas. The Red Flat's detailed displays and informative guides help illustrate how people navigated these restrictions with resilience and ingenuity.
The downfall of communism in Sofia, and Bulgaria as a whole, was a dramatic shift. By the late 1980s, the winds of change were blowing across Eastern Europe. Economic stagnation, political corruption, and the rising tide of pro-democracy movements began to erode the foundations of communist rule. In Bulgaria, this culminated in the peaceful revolution of 1989. Imagine the excitement and uncertainty as news of the Berlin Wall's fall spread, inspiring Bulgarians to demand change. The streets of Sofia, once quiet and controlled, buzzed with protests and public gatherings calling for reform. The Red Flat, now a museum, stands as a poignant reminder of those transformative times. It's fascinating to think how the same walls that once echoed with the cautious conversations of a family living under communism now resonate with the stories of freedom and the hope for a better future.
Visiting the Red Flat is more than just a historical tour. It's an emotional journey through a critical chapter in Sofia's history. It offers an intimate look at how ordinary people lived, loved, and aspired under a regime that controlled every aspect of their lives. As you walk through the flat, touch the objects, and listen to the stories, you'll gain a deeper understanding of the resilience and spirit of the Bulgarian people. Women were expected to balance household duties with their roles in the workforce, as the socialist regime promoted gender equality in employment. Despite this, traditional expectations persisted, and women often bore the brunt of domestic responsibilities, including cooking, cleaning, and childcare. Life in Sofia during this period was marked by shortages of goods and long queues for basic necessities, adding to the daily struggles of homemakers. Many women also maintained connections to rural areas, where they would grow and preserve food to supplement their family's diet. This dual role of worker and homemaker was demanding, but it was a common experience for many women in communist Bulgaria.
It's a visit that combines history with personal stories, making it easy to connect with the past in a very real and meaningful way. So, if you want to truly experience the life and times of communist Bulgaria, the Red Flat is a must-visit. It's an experience that is as educational as it is moving, providing valuable insights into a world that shaped the lives of many and left a lasting impact on Sofia. Enjoy your visit, and don't forget to share your thoughts and feelings about this remarkable place with your friends and family. It's a journey back in time that you won't soon forget.